It's time for our hot topic of the day, sponsored by Sprint. The NFC Championship featured the most controversial play of the day. With under 2 minutes left in the fourth, Drew Brees threw an incompletion, and everyone thought it was pass interference except for the refs. No call was made, and the Saints had to settle for a field goal. On the Rams' next drive, Jared Goff led an 8-play drive to set up the game-tying field goal and send it to overtime. The Saints got the ball first in OT, but Brees was hit and threw an interception. The Rams got it back. Greg Zuerlein kicked a game-winning 57-yard field goal to send the Rams to the Super Bowl. Back to that no call. Let's take a listen to both teams after the game.
It's frustrating, just getting off the phone with the league office. They blew the call, and man, there were a lot of opportunities, though, but that call puts it 1st and 10. We're on an E3 plays, and it's a game-changing call. It should never have not been a call. They said not only was it interference, it was helmet to helmet. There were 2 calls. They couldn't believe it. Listen, it's a hard job for those guys because it's happening fast, but I don't know if there was ever more obvious pass interference.
Came to the sideline, looked at the football guys, like, thank you. Got away with one tonight. It is what it is.
All right, Shannon, was this call the biggest reason why New Orleans lost?
No. There are a lot of things the Saints could have done to keep it from coming down to this play, Skip. Saints gets the ball to start the game. They drive down the field. They get into the red zone. They kick a field goal. The Rams' first possession, they turn the football over. Saints got it in their territory, and they get another field goal. So in 5 red zone possessions, they get 2 touchdowns. They could have ended this. Okay, Sean Payton, tell me what you're thinking. You get this big play to Ted Ginn Jr. You got it first and whatever it is at the, 15-yard line. Mm-hmm. Why are you throwing a pass? Why not run the ball, make them burn a timeout? Okay, you throw it. Are we going to talk about how Drew Brees threw it in the dirt? Now, I told you, everybody didn't want to talk about, oh, you too hard on the quarterback. Drew Brees stepped off a cliff, Skip Bayless. In his last 6 starts in the regular season, 7 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 6.7 yards per attempt. Over a full season, that's the exact same yards per attempt as Blake Bortles. Drew Brees and the Saints offense has not been the same since they went to Dallas and got beat on that Monday night.
Quick point. I completely concur with you. All of the criticism you aimed at Tom Brady, it works on Drew Brees because I think he stepped off the cliff. He's showing diminished skill, diminished arm strength, diminished accuracy, diminished guts, whatever that is.
The Saints and Drew Brees, 10 points in the final 3 quarters.
I agree with that. And what are they up? 13 to nothing and 20-10? That's 20-10 with 3:34 left at home in the 3rd quarter. Yeah. You got to do that.
You got to close the deal.
Okay.
You got to close the deal.
6-0 at home with Sean Payton?
Yes.
Okay.
Look, Skip.
I got you.
This is not the first, and this is not the first time that a call hasn't been made that a team felt they've been wrong. This is just the latest. So everybody gets heightened. Well, they need to change the rules. They need to be able to replay it. They need to be able to do this. No. Stop letting it come down to this. Because I've been told we're not going to let one call determine the outcome of the ball game. Now everybody wants to let one call, even coaches, one call determine the outcome of the ball game. Saints had plenty of opportunity to put this game away. You wanted the game in your building at home. You got it. So instead of being up 13-0, you really should have been up 21-0. And now maybe it's a different ball game. Maybe it's a different outcome. But we're not going to give the Rams any credit because Drew Brees put up all those big flashy numbers. Wade Phillips said, not this game. They took Michael Thomas away. Remember last game, Skip, 12 for 211. This time he had 4 for 36.
Yep.
And there's no one outside of him that can make plays in the passing game.
Correct.
They found a way to shut down Alvin Kamara because I thought Alvin Kamara was going to catch like 25 passes. At the rate he was going, Skip, I was like, oh, he's going to catch by 25. But give those guys credit. Yes, Skip, it should have been a pass interference. I saw it in real time. I said, that's a flag. And then he went helmet to helmet. That wasn't no bang, bang. Bang, bang. No. The guy made a mistake. But this is not, I'm sure if we go back over time, Skip, we'll find more egregious mistakes that officials have made. But officials are like players, Skip. Just like we see guys, oh, he's been pressing the whole game. Why is he not pressing now? Because you guess what? Ain't nobody going to remember the first, the second, the third quarter. But if I give up a late touchdown in the 4th quarter overtime, what they going to remember? the official's going to say, hold on, wait a minute. If I throw this flag in this situation and I cost the Rams the ball game, that's what everybody's going to be talking about it. But guess what? Everybody's talking about it now because you didn't throw. Skip, I'm a firm believer. Call what your eyes see. Forget if it's the first quarter, if it's the last 2 minutes of the game. If you see a foul committed, throw the flag, and you'll never be wrong. Don't say, oh, you know, we hear that in basketball. Skip, you got to swallow your whistle. Here, swallow the whistle. If it's a foul, it's a foul. Just like D. Ford. D. Ford lined up off sides. It's a 5-yard penalty regardless of the time of game that it is.
Nobody could argue with that.
Yep.
But I am going to argue with you about this one. All I know is that it did come down to a play that was not called, a foul that was not called with 1 minute and 48 seconds left. I do not disagree with any point you made because we can go back and forth about they shoulda, they didn't. But they still were in position to go to the Super Bowl with 1 minute and 48 seconds left. And because of that, for me, and again, I'll be the first to publicly admit this, I had a small personal stake here because I picked New Orleans and New England before the year started to get to the Super Bowl. And so I think I'm going to the Super Bowl with New Orleans and New England. And I wasn't. And for me, that became the worst blown call in NFL history. And then the harder this morning I thought about it.
No, the tuck rule is still the worst.
No, I'll tell you why it's not. That was the divisional round game, and it was a horrendous call, but at least it was, and I've covered that game, and I'm with you. I'm anti-Brady Patriots on that. It was not the tuck rule, but the point was the NFL strongly argued through Mike Pereira, now with Fox, that it was the tuck rule operating there and that it was the correct call. So at least that one was debatable, and it was in the divisional round.
Okay.
At least the Dez Bryant catch, which I thought was a catch, was highly debatable. What the referees threw his hands up and called it a touchdown.
He did.
But you could go back and forth on, did he have it? I thought he ran 3 strides with it, but at least 2.
Right.
Then he switched the ball over to his left hand because he's left-handed and tried to slam it on the goal line. I thought that was a catch. But the point was, there was still time left for Aaron Rodgers to do what Aaron Rodgers has often done. So I can't say that's the worst call ever. We can go back to that 99 NFC Championship game, that Burt Emanuel rule. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Okay, we can go back and forth, but it was debatable whether it was a catch or not a catch.
Correct.
So the point on this one was, there's no gray area. There's no debate here. Even Nickel Roby Coleman said after the game, I did it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I did it.
Yeah, you never admit it, though.
Right. Huh?
You never admit it because...
Well, he did.
Yeah.
I mean, he just blurted.
By that.
Like, he's just like, I did it. I got away with it.
Gods are on my side.
Right? The NFL immediately said after the game from Al Riveron in the league office, we missed it.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not even debatable. It's a blown call. It's clearly cut and dried a blown call. Well, I can't remember anything worse in sports history than this one because it simply decided whether the Rams or the Saints are going to the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
And so now you could say the Rams are a counterfeit Super Bowl team. They don't really belong in the Super Bowl. I can make that case because if you throw that flag, and obviously, to me, when it happened in real time, I wasn't quite sure what had happened. And then on the first replay, I'm like, wait a minute. He gets there like a whole second early.
Yes.
And he's face guarding. That used to be part of pass interference.
Right.
And it's clearly helmet to helmet.
Yes.
Well, how much more of an egregious pass interference call can you get?
And Skip, here's the thing. There's a side judge and a back judge right there on top of it.
Yeah.
What's your job? That's your job.
Okay? And thank you for bringing that up. So this is what irks me about the NFL. Those officials are all faceless to me. I don't know their names.
Right.
I know some of the head referees. I know some of them because they have personalities to them. But in this case, I look at these guys and I say, who was responsible here? Because I think now that pro football is being bet upon by most of the people in the country, now that it's legal to bet on it in so many places, shouldn't they be held accountable as referees? Right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to call their names, but I don't know who should have thrown the flag. There's a side judge, Gary Cavaletto. Is he the guy? I have no idea. The back judge, Todd Prokop. Should he have pulled his flag out? How about the field judge, Tom Hill? Should he have pulled his? I don't know, but it's possible there's 7 referees in the crew.
Yes.
it's possible 5 of them had a chance they could all pull their flag out because they all saw it pretty clearly, I think.
Yes.
And they all, so to speak, swallowed their whistle, right?
Yep.
So to me, you've got to make them more accountable. The NFL needs to come clean with it and be complete.